I didn't even see anybody coming in there, sorry. How is everyone? Not bad, William. How's you? Just gonna give it a wee minute here just to let people join in and see what happens. It's not actually a bad weekend. This weekend it could have been worse. Still got this bloody lockdown here going. No, I'll not bother. Oh, did you get the Duval? Oh, I have to get a dry day, matey, and get out. I've actually seen a few things that I want to try and test ride this year, but I'm hopefully going to be able to do it at some point. Now that I'm working again, you know, it might be a bit easier to do things at the weekends and that. Just have seen so many bikes that I want to ride the last year and this year, and nowhere is letting anybody take anything out, which is bloody annoying. Let me see if I can get a link. Alright, give me I am actually looking forward to the new job. It's a bit of a different one for me. And now I've got responsibility, and they're actually believing in me to try and do something. So I think all the years at CRC are hopefully going to pay off. Talking to the boss when I was at the interview, and he's pretty much gearing ready, where I'm just ready for it now. I need something. I'm bored to the tears sitting in the house. How dare you? I don't have any CRC bad habits that I would like to tell anybody about. Sure, that's what I'm looking for. The only bad habits I have from CRC were ones that I inherited from others. And by others, I mean nearly everybody I bumped into. Right, so just getting this out onto the socials. Just to oh, there's man, or the first like. I haven't actually seen, Joe, I haven't actually seen the new Busa. I'll look it up. And who do we trust? Do we go visor down, Bennett's, or do we just go to Suzuki? Suzuki 1400. So don't trust Bennett's. Don't trust visor down. Did Suzuki stop advertising their website? Well, it's so hard these days trying to find a way into websites. What? Oh, there's it there. I'm just looking right at me. Suzuki Cycles. Oh, that looks nice. Joe, is this the 2020 Busa? It's not official. I mean, if I could pry one off GS's hands, I would wholeheartedly do that. But I think with the lockdowns and stuff, it's just virtually impossible. I'm looking at it now. I don't like the writing on the side of it. I don't like the way it says Hayabusa. I'm an old school Hayabusa person. It needs to have the Chinese logo or Japanese logo on it, and that's it. The red is nice though. The candy daring red. What's 2021? It's only giving me the 2019 and the 20. It's probably the same year. So, William, you're saying about the camera setup. I use. I've told you before. I've said before. I use the drift on the side of the helmet, which I actually ironically have it right now. Drift for the side of the helmet, and then the microphone runs in and round and up into the muzzle here. Secondary to that, I have the GoPro Hero 8 Black on a chest mount or on a selfie stick. So it is kind of a lot of cameras to have. But no, get a good setup. It's really easy to get. I mean, you can get like chin bars for GoPros and all now. Kyle Rock, what do you think of the new triple speed? Oh, the speed triple. I have seen it. They're not really coming away from their designs. I mean, my personal problem with Triumph, and now that I own a Tracer, it's a bit of a hypocritical view, is to have that stupid whistling sound that comes from them. But Triumph really needs something new. I mean, they have the Trident. The Trident is just it's a small version of what they already have. They have that sort of street bike style. I mean, I know everything's not perfect, but you have to change it up. I mean, like, for likes the Hayabusa to come in that red, you know, that was a custom colour back in the day. If I was going to go Triumph, I would love to give a 636, one of the old school 636s a go, because they would be ideal, because I don't have those type of bikes and I'm not a fan of those type of bikes, and it would be something different. So we've got Ian's discussing mounts. Yes, chin bar. Yeah, pop up. I totally agree. They look the same. May I managed to get into, or Ryan Biggs managed to get into. Sweet. Hello, Rides. How's you? But I mean, I personally would say I'm an old school biker. I'm 34, but I'm old school. But you know, I was just about to put a picture up on Instagram today of me. I think it was like 8th of July 2008, and I'm sitting on my cousin's, like, I think it's an M1800, and just behind that you can see the tail. If you can see it, you can see it, but if you can't, I'll put it on Instagram. And he had a ZX12R, and I'm not joking you, I would prefer the ZX12R to any bike. That or a Busa, old school Busa, proper old school Busa. At least they get rid of the daft rear seat bubble. Yeah, but they have those boggly eyes. There's Punkster in. Hello, Punkster. Punkster, I've recently heard that Barra has went into lockdown. It really annoyed me about that. I was looking forward to getting there, but everything's still planned for Barra. I just have to book time off now because I'm working. Well, I didn't actually expect this many people in. But no, I'm like proper old school biker. I prefer the older bikes before they were electrically restricted, and you know, like I think it's the M1800. My cousin had it. It was mechanically restricted and electronically restricted because it was able to actually spin the rim inside the tire. So when you went to the tire place, you had to sort of say to them, "Don't put too much tire soap on that because I'll not be able to move the thing." But it's still, and even when it ticks over, it sounds like lorry drivers will know. Do you know the fridges on the back of lorries, on the back of the 40 footers? It sounds like a refrigeration unit. So it does. I think this year especially, if I was hoping that the virus would have calmed down, I was hoping to get to England again. I want to try one of these zero bikes, the zero roadster bikes. William, what are you thinking about the Harley Davidson Livewire? I'm not a Harley man, mate. If I can get a Livewire, I would love to take one out. And I mean, take it out unimpeded by a marshalled ride out or anything. I want to take it out and I want to find out what it's like. I think the new Harley Davidson that has just been released, the Pan America, to me it's a last ditch attempt for Harley. They're trying to get into a market that sadly is really full of bikes. Plunkster, I too like bikes. You can work with a laptop. Unfortunately, mate, when you need to be in a warehouse shipping orders, you can't. But we'll get there. We'll definitely be getting there. Harley that doesn't blat. Well, that's true. A Harley that doesn't make a noise. Well, William, you know where I am. If you need like a YouTube social media influencer, you know, to go and test ride it. Plus, you know, you could tell George that a very well-known ex-employee would like to help sell one, maybe. Harold, great. You got a new job. Thanks. Start on Monday. At exactly 1 month, just under 1 month from being made redundant. And I got this one, so it is a bit of a step up, but I am going to be pushing harder because this is a higher position than a job, and I sort of, they believe in me. I don't believe in myself. It's a pretty weird. But yeah, starting Monday, I'm into, I think some people have seen it. It's a warehousing job. They're moving from a small warehouse to a big warehouse, so there's opportunities to become full time. Get out of probation as a supervisor. I'm on probation as a supervisor to maybe then in the later stages go to management role. So yeah, definitely something different for me. Ride the Alps, thank you very much. I am super excited. Something different. I was trying not to go back into a warehouse, to be honest. I was trying to stay and go into the motorcycle industry, but lockdowns affected that and the places just weren't getting back to me. Joe, no, it isn't actually shifts. For the first wee while, it's going to be 8:30 till 3 on the normal £9.50 an hour, which I'm happy. After that, it could possibly go to shifts, but they're talking maybe they'll probably extend times before that, or they're still in the stages of that. So yeah, it's not shifts yet, mate. Yeah, Harley Davidson is on the ropes, but I mean, it's an iconic business, but they're holding on to that iconicness too much. But I definitely will if you guys up at Harley are getting one, I'll come. I'll bang down your door to get it, because I wanted to try it on the NEC, but it was packed, and I would rather try it out in the road, blurting about, than in a rolling road in the middle of a giant exhibition centre. Me too, mate. Me too. I just want to ask whoever's here at the minute, what's all your opinions on the vaccine? Now, I'm being respectful. I'm gonna take it, because if it gets me out the door, I'm taking it. But I know some people, have their reservations. But what are your views on it? Take it and get it. Screw it and live life again like a normal person. It's just one of those things at the minute. I mean, we're in the February. I mean, March, as soon as February's over, you're into March, April, May, June. We're sort of we're running out of time. Like, I go out on my bike, but I'm on my own. If I'm near cars, I'm staying away from cars. I'm mitigating that risk of putting stress on the NHS by being out on my bike, and I know stay at home. But the mental capacity from last year to this year is like this. I mean, I've been off for, as I said, a month, and I think I've snapped at people on about 10 separate occasions, because I want to get out. But I want to go to, like, England, I want to go to Barra, I want to go to Scotland, I want to do all this thing. But it's frustrating, because I want to jump on a boat, I want to have freedom, but I know that I can't do anything until, obviously, unfortunately, those powers that be tell us we'll have to do it. I'll get the vaccine, no bother. Yeah, if I get stuck with a needle, love, you're getting stuck with it too, so not sure about the Pfizer, but the Madeira cake one, yeah. I don't care. I heard there's one recently that's been put out as 89%, and it's all this here, but just jab me. Just give me all of them. I'm still undecided, but I don't think my age group are eligible for until July, September. I think I'm the same. It's due the end of August, September time, so. You see, Kyle, this is what we're saying. People have reservations about it, and it's fair. It is a fair thing. It's been thrown straight out the fucking door, and everybody's like, "Here, hold on a minute. That can't be right." So yeah, no, that's I would agree with what you're saying. I can see some places trying to put, as you're saying there, people putting restrictions on it if you don't have it, and you do see it now. But I think once they get the sort of, it's they get the sort of the vulnerable ones, sorted. The it should start declining. I'm hoping, fingers crossed. If it gets us back towards normality. Same, Punkster. I would be the same. Harold, I'm 60, so definitely. You'll be getting it soon. You'll be getting it soon, mate. It's like, why would you take chemotherapy when you don't have cancer? I get what you're saying, Kyle. Yeah. But I mean, if it gets everybody out and it gets some people enjoying themselves. Pop-ups in there with you, Harold. The buzzards. What are you saying? The vultures are circling you or something? I thought it was more seagulls or something. What's it? I read somewhere that it takes 7 years to successfully trial the vaccine. May that I agree, but if you think about it, the way modern technology goes, you have war, and then you get technology that was made for the war, but then falls back into the public domain. We have a world that is crippled at the minute across the world. Is crippled, and you have now got the resources of every country in the world trying to help just to get out. You know, I think we're it is sort of like a it's a balancing act, but I've read recently about people being at like vaccination centres and bullying people who are getting it. Why? What, go voice your opinion on Facebook if you don't like it. If you don't want to get it, don't get it. If you have to travel, you're gonna have to get it possibly. So, but no, it was great. I want to say thanks for that because I wasn't actually expecting everybody to be so nice. Well, that's it. But we'll beat it over time. I mean, I'm a kid. I was born in '86. I ate dirt and hung around in the local park for stuff to do, so I've probably caught worse in the park than what I have now. So I have, so we'll see how it goes. I mean, we can only sort of muddle through what we have. Then again, I was actually considering going to one of the COVID trials and just taking the money just to get jabbed with it, like, because I wasn't sure how much I was getting for redundancy at the time, so it was kind of like, can you tell me how much that trial is? And I think it was like £10,000 to be jabbed with Corona, and it was like, here, money. But then I found out what I was getting, and then I was like, yeah, just sit in the house for a bit. How's the water drinking going? This is the first one today. I've been slipping a bit, but I'm not slipping back to 2 tins of Red Bull a day. I haven't had a Red Bull in 3 weeks, 4 weeks maybe. I'm happy with that. I think it was just strain and stuff, and I hurt myself badly. And again, due to lockdown, I was meant to go to the doctor, but obviously the doctors are busy at the minute, so we shall wait. Yeah, I would. Or what I would say is, if the vaccine stopped people in this country being idiots, would you take it? I mean, I'd be running around jabbing people with it. It's all Red Bull and 3 coffees and umpteen chippies and the bad lifestyle. I think that's one thing I miss about work, is you can get a chippy every day and excuse it as oh well, I would say I was working hard, but I think a lot of people would disagree with me working hard. But chippy was nice, it got you through the day. But see, sitting now, it's just I eat a fry every Friday. I get my girlfriend to come up, we'll have a fry. Normally my mum sits with me, or sits with us, but she's working, she's in and out to work, so it's normally just the 2 of us, and we're like, I like doing it, and it was getting to a point where I was just ordering big fries every Friday, and Oh, you don't feel good after it. But I eat it. I eat every last drop. And the pinging you can hear is my girlfriend. Actually, she's watching, but she can't comment for some reason. But has anybody seen oh, the new Norden? The Husqvarna Norden? Now that's a bike I want to try. Give Donna Trainer a run for money. Oh, don't listen to that fake news, you know. Oh God, don't even say that. Like, I have like a mini beard brush that I use, and I keep sitting here going, you know, just like de-stressing, just brushing the hair, and then I suddenly get like a twist and start brushing it to one side and look a bit psychotic after a point. Yeah, the Norden, the Norden looks badass. I've never rode a Husky before, but the Norden looks like you could plow it into a wall, and the only casualty would be the wall. Um, I would love to try one. I've heard in England there are going to be some off-road centres that you can pay to go and off-road that will have them, which might have to exercise my constitutional right to go over and do it, because I want to try, as I was saying before, I want to try and get away this year. I want to try and go to the Yamaha off-road experience, the Honda, I think there's a Honda road experience, there's a GS road experience, off-road experience. Um, I just want to try different things now. I mean, obviously living in Belfast, anywhere I go, it's going to be motorway orientated, and the Tracer isn't exactly great off-road. It's good when it's slightly icy, but not great when it's off-road. How do you expect Norton's development after what happens their new production centre, and then start production again? I mean, after the shit show that it was, you know, I mean, why would you bring a bike in to take it apart to part out another bike to give it to another customer? It was crazy. I'm hoping that the new owners of whoever has bought it embrace the brand. I mean, the brand is a blingy, shiny, overpriced brand, but it has, you know, heritage in Britain. I would like to see them build something that's affordable, and even saying that makes it sound even more daft that Norton builds something affordable. I don't think so. I mean, the reps that were at the bike show 2 years ago weren't even sure what the hell was going on. They were getting bombarded with questions about the whatchamacallit, about the goings on, and I mean, you're gonna have problems when you're promising things, and especially when they started promising TT riders and stuff, big wage packets, and you know, a bike and all this here, and big TT riders are still waiting to get paid, and you know, some sketchy stuff. Joe, I don't actually think Norton could do it. As I said, they're too expensive. That would be like Giacchetti trying to go up against, trying to make something within the price bracket of a YZF 450. You know, Yamaha's been doing it for years. Giacchetti, you know, everybody wants it. I mean, we've got these little battery bikes coming out now. it's definitely not a thing yet. Motorbikes, everybody classes themselves as a petrol head. I class myself as a biker. I'm not going to turn up at a bike meet on an electric bike and go, look at this, it does this, that, and the other. I'm going to get laughed out of the place. Hey, Raj, how much money would you have to get to go pillion with Michael Dunlap over or down Bray Hill? As long as I'm allowed to film it, I would do it, because as long as I'm the only person as well to do it, I could let everybody experience, like have a GoPro here, and I would say hold it up, but I would be clinging on to him for dear life. It's an Indian company that bought it, so it might be reasonably priced. Well, that, from what I've read, Norton, the Indian company has bought Norton, but they want to try and keep it to what it was. I don't know 100% if that's right, but I mean, if an Indian company has taken it over, I mean, like, so Triumph have a lot of their bikes built out in India now, and their market in India is far greater than what it is anywhere else in the world. If they decide to make like a Norton, an Indian company, the Indian companies decide to go, right, we're going to make a middleweight street bike for Norton, and this is the bikes we're going up against, I would near say they can do it. I wouldn't see why not, because everybody's doing it at the minute. Yamaha, Honda and Suzuki have flooded the market this last 5 years with absolutely great bikes. But if you look at the bikes, it's all one engine, several models, another engine, several models. You have Yamaha talking about their turbocharged bike that's coming out, which is going to be a factory turbo, not turbo tom bolted onto the side of your bike sort of thing. You've got the emissions stuff. They're talking. There was rumor that they were going to make the Tracer into a turbo. Bring it down in power, but have the turbo to bring it all in to make it all fuel efficient and stuff. But I mean, look what happened to the R6. The R6 got taken away and made a track only bike because they don't want to restrict a great platform. So they don't, and everybody goes and buys the cheap R6s and the cheap R1s because they're going to destroy them. There's no if, buts, or maybes about it. If you buy an R1 or an R6, you're buying an older one because it's going to be not restricted as much, and you can know you're going to thrash the living hell out of it. Turbos were getting the ice. Yes, Joe, there's a guy, I can't even remember his name. He's a learner instructor in Nottingham. I'll send you the video. He's a learner in Nottingham, or learner instructor in Nottingham, and he has a couple of the old style bikes. So he does. Stuart, did you get him? So I have actually, Stuart, emailed them. I am waiting on them getting back to me. I did email them with 3 more videos that I have to get. Well, I'm getting nods of approval for before I post them. So as soon as you know, if you know before me, tell me. No, as soon as I know, I will do a video on it, because it was interesting, because when you brought it up, I had to go outside, and it was like 1 in the morning. I had to go outside and check to see if my tire was on the right way, because it started like nicking at me, but it is on the right way. I mean, I have been reading through bits and pieces and doing bits of research on it. There are other companies that do it. There's the whole aquaplaning theory and stuff like that there, and I thought it was just a simple design, but apparently there's a lot more smarter people in the world than me, and they thought that was smart. But thanks for bringing that up. It also caused people to bring up me saying in that video, These tires, the direction of these tires are very directional. I didn't really notice when I had said it. I mean, like, I have 2 or 3 blocks of paper here, and I do try to write out what I'm going to say and what I want to say. But sometimes you poke a camera in front of your face and you're like, confuse me too. But that's true. I mean, I've talked to a few people about it, and I think in that video as well, Stuart, if you look in the comments, there are some people who say that it's normal, it's completely normal. But if you go and watch Fort9, he did a video about dark siding, which is putting a car tire onto the rear of a motorbike. Might be something that interests you, because I watched it, my jaw hit the floor when I watched it, because it was like, why do people do that? And then I realised it's because people can get cheap car tires for very less money than what it does for a set of motorbike tires. But then you upset your insurance company and the police, and yeah, them the people you don't want in. You don't want to annoy. I know a few people, Joe, who have turbo bikes, but they're all in England. It's definitely a weird concept. I would love to see a decent performance turbo on an MT10, but I would also love to see a bigger fuel tank on an MT10, because they don't have a big fuel tank. You do 2 runs to Ballyclare and having to fill it up. Plus, if you're looking at anybody to go and watch on Instagram, look up Turbo Tom Wheels. The guy's an absolute legend. He has a GSX R1100 turbo and an R1 Big Bang turbocharged by Whole Shot Racing. And the guy does wheelie competitions. And I don't give him, there's no, I say wheelie competitions, it's like world record setting wheelie competitions. The guys are doing wheelies at like 190, near 200 mile an hour, and then trying to land them. I mean, go check him out. The guy is an absolute legend as well. He's very, very good. He talks to people. I've had a few conversations with him, and I was hoping to try and maybe get across to where he lived to maybe take out said big motorcycles, but I would be, well, no, the current world situation stopped that from happening, and it was like, oh damn it, I wanted to go. I've seen there was another bike. Where is it? But as I was saying in the video about the live streams, I am going to get a camera so I can do split screens and stuff. Am I thinking about getting a play bike and keeping the tracer for weekdays? I don't have the room. and if Lisa's listening, if I was to buy a second motorcycle, Lisa would want said second motorcycle, and then she would probably embarrass me riding said motorcycle. I've seen the Indian FTR has went through a whole redesign. It was fine when I had it. You know, Ducati just changed their sled again. I just got a message, I'm not wrong. Yeah, the only ones that are half decent are not the ones you want. CF Moto are bringing out a 300. That's it. You get Muzzy Guzzy with them hipster wagons. So you do. Did you know that the Enniskillen has been named the friendliest town in the whole of the UK? How would you judge something like that? The town that tells you to catch yourself on. Unleashed. Enniskillen is the friendliest town in the UK. What I would say there is, did the people who judged that competition understand a bloody thing that anybody from Enniskillen said? I have friends in Enniskillen, I don't understand them. Now you've got me thinking, Joe, of what bike I would get if I had money. Well, I do have money. If I had the space, and I would have to buy maybe 3 bikes now because Lisa's took one off me. Do I go full influencer and buy an H2? Or do I just get like a Hayabusa and just plow like 10-15 grand's worth of performance parts into it? And then embarrass said person on a Hayabusa? I have got no money. Do you know how much money I have in my redundancy? Well, I've still got all of it. I think I've spent like £500 since I've been off work. I did buy myself a new pair of trousers tonight. That's it. Plus I'm selling a few things from said place of employment that I used because they were in my toolbox and I got to take them home. YBR125 donkey. Mate, you get a YBR125 and strap a big turbo to it and I'll take it for a spin. But as I was saying, I am eBaying my little heart out at the minute because things are worth stuff, or things are worth money, and money's more important to have because money makes the world go round. Here's another one. This perfect. This on Good Morning with your man Philip Schofield, there was a girl. Oh, excuse me. Ugh, burger breath. There was a girl who was an influencer, and she flew to Dubai at the start of January to influence everybody to travel more. And she says that her job is an essential job, and it was like, no, it's not. What would your view on that be? I personally, and I would be classed as an influencer, I wouldn't do it. You know, the government's telling you to stay. You don't fly out and go, oh, but it's my job too. And then all you film is you riding camels and, living a life of luxury. Because, let's face it, some company paid for that. Oh, I definitely have to get her a bike now. It's just making me cheesecake. YBR, don't you? That's a nice hoodie. Don't sell it. No, unfortunately, I'm the type of person, mate, that wears hoodies until they fall apart and then wears them even longer. Turboed 125, that could be done. And in your shed, you probably have enough parts to do that. Yeah, Harold, mate, I totally agree. There was just something. She was like,
yeah, no, I just like doing it, And I think people need to travel.
It's like, not when there's a fucking massive pandemic going on. And she was trying to justify it, and I can get what she was trying to justify, but I mean, no. Save your money and go on a bigger, fancier holiday, or move into one of them like influencer houses where everybody like just pays like a certain amount of money each year. I love the way they should have let your man Piers Morgan at her, because that would have been fun to watch. I'm not a big Piers Morgan fan, but I would love to see that happen. Yeah, she was blonde. No stereotyping. Not gonna say anything. Oh, he likes motos from Kickstart. The girlfriend's trying to provoke me into buying a bike here. She just asked me, if money wasn't an issue, what would your ideal bike be? I would have to go for an R1. I want an R1 at some point. And then maybe one of those Hayabusas. So it would, yeah, R1 and a Hayabusa. And a fat health insurance policy. Oh, that's one person I can't stand, your woman Katie Hopkins. They give people with the stupidest... Oh, Stuart, leathers or textiles? I'm a textiles person. Last year was the first time I wore a leather onesie, a Power Ranger outfit. I prefer textiles because I ride all year round and I need to keep warm, and you don't put your bag of rice in the leather suit and put it outside because it's going to freeze. Generally I ride all year round, so I've got really thick bottoms, really thick coat. The girlfriend actually bought me a heated jacket thing, so she did. So I'm probably kitted up. Ironically, I'm still wearing summer gloves. So they are the best things, Joe. You stick a battery block, like maybe a bigger one than this, maybe your square one, big square one, and you put it in your pocket, and it's like it's a wee under vest thing, so it sits under your jacket, and you can use, I use compression tops, so I use it to push it to my skin, and they're brilliant. They've 3 settings on it: warm, slightly warmer, and bloody warm. Is the heated jacket wired to the battery? No, it's not actually a jacket. Let's see if I can find it. Nope. I do have it here. Oh, there's that. Use a bit of a striptease for you. So it's one of these ones. And then you just zip it up. And then you just attach this cable here to the battery, and then it lights up. This is dead, so it's not going to do it. But they are absolutely brilliant for touring. So they are. Harold, you need 3 bikes for 3 bikes. Fast one, a touring one, and one for messing around. I was like, I did have the one for messing around, but I used it to do everything and killed it. And then I bought one that can do everything and can go fast. I still haven't used the tracer to like, I have used the tracer to like 70% of what it can do, and the thing still bloody scares me. But I do agree with that, Harold, yes. Someone from the south of Ireland wants to spend a week travelling around England and Wales. Where would you advise they travel? Oh, hang on. Around England, would you advise they get travel holiday insurance? This might be a silly question. No, I would say yes, get some travel insurance just for peace of mind. I mean, the NHS is still going to treat you, but it's nice to have a nutshell that you can go private if you really have to. William, how much time out of a charge? So this is a fairly big battery pack. It's a, I think it's like 51,000 milliamp battery pack. I can leave about 3 days out of it. About 3 days out of that one. About 10 minutes before this becomes worryingly hot, but that's because it's not designed for the jacket. But you can get battery packs that do put out a lot of time. Form of the jacket. What is it? What are you saying there, William? Jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. Oh, hold on, I'm farting about here. I shouldn't really be doing this, but the cable's annoying me. Yeah, so it's not really a silly question given the big feckin' line that England has drawn down the water. It's like I have to get a green card to go down south, and all the green card proves is I've got insurance. But some people say you will need it, but some people say you won't need it. I just gonna get it, you know. My insurance is coming up soon, so I'll have to get it when I get that. Wouldn't like me to say something stupid. I think I currently have 300 and odd videos that tell me that I say stupid things constantly. I've been reading on a few forums, people have been getting their green cards sent out to them, and the insurance company, the insurance company tries to say, oh, when are you going, and just give us the dates, and they're like, no, just give me it. So it's something to watch out for, but see, by the time we're allowed out, they'll have agreed all this special stuff that we'll be allowed to do. It's confusing, to say the least. Joe, have you bought any new bikes? Or are you still driving around some scrap? I'm actually checking my emails because I have so much stuff coming this week that I need for work. I need to know where it is, and hopefully customs doesn't get it. Have to, William? I have no other way to get to work. Unfortunately, I wasn't allowed to take an e-bike with me, so I kind of have to take the bike. I mean, the Tracer has sat for a month, just the odd run here and there. The Thursday of the interview was the first sort of big mileage that it's done in like 2 months, so I think it's more, yeah, I'm outside. You see, I think, Harold, some people are giving them just with the insurance policies, but I think the motorbike ones were a wee bit more, we're keeping this, no, here, you can have it, don't have it. If you make one temporary hilarious change to your body for 24 hours, what would it be? I would just flex seed inside my ass cheeks. So when I twerk, my bum would sound like a pair of maracas. I would get sesame seeds and super glue them to my butt, because then when I take my trousers off, it would look like I've got buns. Or baps. Sorry, buns, baps. William, I would not argue that fact, but here's the question: between my bike and your Harley, for after sitting for that long, who's started and who's didn't? Oh, I gotta stop with the Harley jokes. Wants to get a test ride on a live wire, and he starts abusing Harley people. That's good. I think with some of the stuff that I want to do this year, it was just like, yeah. Sorry, my camera pooped itself. This other company is just, they're trying to force so much cleaning stuff on, and if you don't advertise everything, you don't get them pushing you, and now I'm just fed up with them, so I'm buggering off. Keeping it on a charger is cheating. That's all I'm going to say. If you have to keep your bike on a charger, that's cheating. If you have any chocolate bar in your desk right now, what would it be? I did have like a metric ton of miniature heroes all over my table. Up until today, I get clearing them off. It's just one of those things. You get bored sitting in the house. Alright, I get the dogs to torture, but it's not fun. I want out. Ooh, Lisa's just sent me a picture of an Oreo cheesecake. I am going to be so fat. But fat means warm. Remember that one. I told you that one. Fat means warm. So it does. I think my stream's catching up with me there. What is everybody's goal for 2021? Bike related or not? What is your goal? This is because I mean mine seems so simple, but I mean there's people out there that maybe not as simple. Will I get to use the forklift train? Yes. We're just waiting for said other company to send a bit of plastic to say I'm qualified, but the other company is happy for me to drive because they know that I'm not taking the piss and not bullshitting. They have 2 forklifts and a pallet lifter, so new things to play with. That was one of the conditions of the job. You had to have a forklift license, and as I said, I think I said before in the last stream, I got my reach truck and my forklift. The guy signed me up for my counterbalance as well, so I got that. Harold, try not to die. Sadly, yes. unfortunately the people Harold that are leading NI at the minute might might not, you know, work out for them. I did hear that the famous man who stormed Stormont got released on early probation or early release. And literally when the Belfast Live comment was, you know, about him being released, and if anybody doesn't know, it's Michael Stone. Every Facebook comment underneath the article was send him to Stormont. I was like, oh dear. So yeah, I mean 2021's proven itself to be a wee bit more spicier than last year. I wish I could drop the picture of the the cheesecake and I keep looking at it, but I can't. I'm just gonna have to post it tomorrow. I think if I was in my plans for 2021, then they weren't allowed to be bike related. Seeing New Proof winning a few awards lately, I have seen that, yeah, but I can also see them not winning as many with the people who will be building their bikes because they're muppets. I mean, I've heard a few how could you say, rumors that Nick Proof might be standing on their own 2 feet. So that will be a fun thing to watch unfold. There was talk about it when we were in work previously, but I think that might be a spicy thing. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just being told things that was trying to spread rumors. Nook Proof is a good brand, but hey, yeah, the juggling. So a few people are ready to pull the pin. They're just trying to get their eggs in their basket. Because unfortunately, I know a few people who went to the warehouse in England. They actually moved over there, and they're not having well, from what I've heard and from what people say, you know, they're not having a fun time at all. Not surprised, but you know, can't really do anything about that. So here's an interesting one. Your motorcycle helmet. There's a comment on a group. The guy had dropped his motorbike helmet off his bike, and the bike or the helmet hit the ground. Now he only got it in Christmas, and he was worried that he would have to replace it because obviously they're big expensive things. What would you guys and girls' opinions be on dropping your motorbike helmet? Brand new helmet, you go for a spin, you set it on your bike, it slips off and hits the ground. Do you buy a new one, or you just sort of look at it and go, it looks okay? What country would you like to travel on the bike? Outside of the UK, Croatia. I want to try Croatia. in sort of the Mediterranean and along that one. Right, the Alps, new one. I wouldn't be as worried if it's from that height, but I mean, everybody's different. Would you consider doing any track days or road bike only days over at Alton, Donning, or Cadwell? I would love to, but my problem is I have one motorcycle and 0 cars. So if I trashed a bike in England, I would not be able to get back, Harold, unless it was badly damaged. Yeah, I would agree. There's no real reason to change it. I think it's every 5 to 6 years. But I mean, I was told when I started riding, if I banged my helmet against the door, you had to change it. If you dropped it off your bed, you had to change it. And it was like, my first helmet is right here. My first proper helmet. So it is. That there. That cost me £700. And I can tell you, I am not replacing a £700 helmet 4 weeks after I've hit it. Or if I hit it 4 weeks later, I am not replacing it. You see, that I agree, Stuart. A lot of people have said, I've seen this myself as well. Helmets these days are built for like little knocks and bangs and blatters. But if you torpedo a car windscreen with your helmet, you need to change it. If I bang it off the door, there's no real need. There's no point. I mean, I'm only going to do it 20,000 more times. But if I was to go out and torpedo a 40-foot lorry, yeah, I'm changing that. You know, you have to balance it. Don't get me wrong, there are bikers out there who can afford to buy a helmet every 3 weeks, and they normally ride a certain type of motorbike. Not Harleys. They don't know how to wear helmets. They wear them little, like, I was going to say that, like, little cereal bowls on their head. Got you, William. What about these bikes? Are you talking about bikes with radar, William? What helmet size am I? This one, if I remember correctly, that's a large. This is where it gets embarrassing. This one is, I want to say medium. No, that's a large too. So I'm a large. But when I first started on motorbikes, I was actually a 2XL. I'll let you mull that one over. Oh, like Bluetooth and stuff. It's a gimmick. It's the same as these helmets that you can see behind you, in front of you. It's a gimmick. Built-in Bluetooth is a money grab. It's a company trying to get you to pay more money for a helmet, rather than buying a helmet and buying like a Sabrinth or, you know, a Senna or something like that there. What I'm specifically talking about, William, is why the hell does a bike need front-facing radar? Personally, if you can't see what's in front of you, you shouldn't be on a bike. It's like self-driving cars. People are going to try and test that. It's crazy. It is crazy. And again, they're coming out on a certain high-end manufacturer, which is pointless because they rarely work. Well, yeah, I'm not a bat. But I wonder if I got the vaccine and got bit by a bat, would that do anything? See, Why does my brain do this to me? I think about random stuff. You run into the health centre next week to get a jab while holding a bat while trying to get it to bite me. Oh, I definitely have some mental problems. Oh. I'm gonna have to see if I can get that made into a picture. That's too good of an opportunity to miss. Oh, that made me laugh. Oh, Moto Tingles here. How much do you miss the XT660? Before all the problems, I would have it again. And the fact that I have the money, but not the space, kind of annoys me. I would love one again. I would love one. And I would do it properly this time. Not half-ass every part that I put on it. Because then I know what's wrong with it, you see. Isn't that what happened to Batman? No, he just mucked up in the head, I think. Tingle, how many bikes have you got now? I mean, I'm losing count. I mean, you must have like a warehouse of them. Yeah, definitely. XT660X before problems. Nice set of loud pipes, power commander, you know, decent tires, decent shocks, you know, a full load of money spent on it. And yeah, I would wholeheartedly have one. The Demido twist grip, or the Demido throttle body. That's the big one. I wanted that for the XT, but I could never have it. That's a great thing about watching the 3-year-old videos. To see plenty of your old XT. I do it now and again too. But I watch my own videos with mute, so I don't have to listen to me. Yeah, it keeps surfacing then again, and I keep checking to see where it is. And I mean, if I had the money and I had somewhere to put it, I would have one, but having those two bikes is too much there. Yeah, Tingle, I would agree that I got that bike, how many miles? 2,500 miles on that bike, and when I signed its death warrant to the scrap guy, it had 93,000, but it probably had another 10,000 mile on that, because that was the second speedo that the 93 was counted on. For William, for the Ducati, yes, quick shifter. Make sure it's an up and a down. They complement the bike. Didn't actually know you could get them for the Duval actually, but yeah, I would definitely go for a quick shifter. Yeah, when I do think about the XT in a regular amount of times, and it's like, definitely if I had a garage, I would have one. And I would use it as a weekend bike, because that poor thing that poor thing had so many miles on it, and 90% of those were in the winter. Had a guy on Harley with a Road King with 200,000 miles on it. Yeah, I watch a guy in England and he's bought Road Kings. He's one of these dealer people, and they love to brag about the mileage, and it's like, yeah, but America's a big straight line. That's why Harleys do well. Yeah, it did. It made a brilliant noise. The neighbours, I think, appreciate it more that I don't have it. And now that on one side of the house there's a family that have just had a child, so it's kind of good that I don't have the bike, and I'm not starting it at 5:30 every morning to go to work. That's the thing. I mean, if I owned my own warehouse or had my own shipping container, I could put them in there and just keep them there. But I would only want to ride them all the time. Have a good evening, Alps. Hope you have a good weekend. Stay safe. And I'll probably hear from you again anyway. Thank you. Thank you for coming along. Northern Ireland full of curves and potholes. You don't see them as potholes. See them as... what would you say? Attention retaining devices. If you know there's potholes on that road, you're going to concentrate more. But if you put a pothole on the corner, you're going to corner properly. So you are. I mean, this year I think shouldn't be so bad with potholes because nobody's been out. The roads are very gravelly at the minute. Craters. That's only up where you are, William. We have potholes. Or no, William doesn't have potholes and craters up around his way. He has fancy. He has a fancy thing called a road service that help, keep all his roads nice. Yeah, I don't get how Harleys. I get how Harleys have so big mileage on them, but 200,000 miles on a Harley. That bike is going to have so many problems. Plus, it's going to leak. Let's see if I can find it. Let's see. Bikes in here. So I watch a channel called Bikes and Beards. Now, some of the stuff is a bit cringe, but he does some weird ass things with nice bikes. Where is it? Where is it? He had it here. They bought a Harley and like everything on it leaked. And then when they found out what the leak was, it was like the main engine burning. So he strapped the turbocharger to it. Why? Just to run in. Yes, yes, William. Yeah, that fella from SRK Cycles. He does some good stuff, but it's the Americanness of it. So it is. I think he has. I watch his other channel. It is Bikes and Beards. SRK Cycles. I know it's his business's YouTube account. High mileage on a bike. Depends. Depends on what you're looking. I mean, if you get a sports bike, if it's got 100,000 miles on it, you can guarantee 100,000 miles on that bike is going to be probably ready to give up if it's made it that far. If you're getting a new second-hand bike, get yourself something in and around the 15 to 20,000 mark, or 15,000 onwards, say around that to 30, because the bike has proven itself. It has bedded in. It's ready. It's found its settling point. The Tracer has 18,500 mile on it, and I mean it barely flinches. He put a leaf blower in a Harley. Yeah, I seen that. His moto gloves are the best. Are awesome. I've heard him talking about the gloves, but oi, ugly. What about you? Some folk won't buy petrol cars. Yeah, I've heard that. I used to work with a bunch of country yokels who used to preach diesel. and how his diesel car had 150,000 miles on it and stuff, and some mad mileages. So it did. I just kind of spoiled myself with the Tracer now because high mileage isn't a thing. I mean, the bike doesn't heat up if it hasn't done already 100 mile. I'm restoring my Granda's XBR 500. Fuck, that's an old bike. Well, it's old. I'm older than it, but 11,000 miles. That's gonna be hard to find parts for, Daniel. Is it? Is it hard to find parts for that? That has to be crazy, crazy sort of age for a bike. William, how far is it to work? It is exactly the same distance from my house to Ballyclare, but in the opposite direction, which is handy because it's just on the limit of what I was willing to travel. Unfortunately, it's 95% motorway, so at least if I'm running late, I can make up time by exercising my wrist. Like hen's teeth. I mean, even bikes. Oh, I know who you are, Wayne. Daniel, I would agree. I mean, at that point, eBay is your friend. There's some old man somewhere has let his son into the garage and they're going to sell it. Is there any number plate snobbery in the north, in your opinion? No, but everybody's running around with these weird fucking 4D, 3D number plates. I mean, where the hell did they come from? Do you need to go through Belfast? Where is it? So it's, unfortunately, I have to travel up the West Link in the mornings. But at the time that I'm going to be travelling, it shouldn't be a big issue because I'm going to leave earlier and get to the garage and stuff. But it is round the corner from Sprucefield, up in a little industrial estate, so it's not so bad. But they are planning on moving, so it's great to see you, Wayne. Thank you for dropping in. I haven't spoken to you in ages. You've gone off radar again. Don't know. Why have you got a Mustang? I'm not. Do I ask the question? Do Mustangs not crash? Oh, Fuzzy's here. For anybody who doesn't know, Fuzzy's running a competition for some stickers and a hoodie. So find him on Facebook and Instagram and enter. When you get up, there is Culties in old diesel Peugeots. Daniel, there is a guy on here called Joe, and he is one of those Culties with an old diesel Peugeot. Yeah, I would agree with that. Wrestling's okay in the morning, going that direction. Well, that's good to know. Fucking hell, Falklands. And then you come back to this shite. Wrestling's okay in the morning. Yeah, I don't want to. I'm not going to say that it is. I'm going to ride it a few times until I find out. But I kind of needed to go out and get something. There you go, Fuzzy. Get your plug in. There's like 12 people watching. But yeah, the Westlink. Only crash if you drive it. Oh, it's one of those cars that just sits in the driveway and looks pretty. But then I've seen pictures of those crashing into their driveways. I've seen plenty of Culties and old diesel factors. Culties just love diesel. I mean, they live on the stuff. You're fucking Isle of Man. You're doing more. Here, are you allowed to travel? That's not good. Only essential travel. But then again, you've probably been sticked with more vaccinations in your life than what most people. See you later, Wayne. Nice seeing you. Or talking to you. Sure, Mustangs crash even when there's no engine or fuel. Oh, I've started it now. Cherry red pies. Oh, that's that illegal stuff. You must be a farmer. Has to be a farmer if you're using that stuff. I actually knew someone. I think, does he still have it? I must ask him. He has a diesel motorbike, but it's ancient. I would love to have a go on it, but he lives in Europe, Switzerland to be exact. I might have to exercise my, well, find some reason to travel and go and see him. Take my bike with me. No, Fuzzy, I would disagree. Kawasaki's aren't like Mustangs. It's the rider who does it. Alright, mate, it's good to hear you're out working again. You know, a farmer in Fermanagh, and he has a poster of Barra Best on the shit. I wouldn't doubt that for a second. Wayne, I hope you're keeping safe, mate. Well, hook up on the socials if you're on there. You know, send us a DM or something, and we can chat again. There's. Oh, I have heard of those. I think they're like some German wartime. I can't remember. I'll Google it because I can't remember what it was. Can't spell diesel anyway. Motorbike, motorcycle. Unfortunately, I've been watching a lot of Diesel Brothers on YouTube, and my mind's just the stuff they make. I think it might have been a Royal Enfield, Daniel. I think it might have been. Or an Enfield something. I must see if I can get in contact with him at some point and ask him what it is, because I remember him saying it, and he was saying like it's like you can't overtake. You know, it's like throwing a wet mop at a wall. It just slops about the place. Nearly. I see. Has everybody seen the new KLR has been released? Now that's a blast from the past. My favourite diesel's Vin Diesel. My favourite diesel is the diesel that's still in the tank of the car and the lorry, not on the road. That's my favourite diesel. Fuzzy, it looks like you've just hit your keyboard a few times to type that in. I definitely want to get a video, or get him, or I want to talk to him and see if he still has it, or if he had it, what was it? Because they do interest me. Things like that, they're different. New Norton's nice. I haven't seen New Norton. Norton motorcycle. Oh, for goodness sake. It's a shiny Triumph.
Why would you want a shiny Triumph?
What's that? Oh. Has Scott Redding got any chance of beating Johnny Ray to the title this year? Scott Redding who? That man says he could do everything and he did nothing. Fuzzy, what's your opinion on the new MT09? They've wrecked it. They've put googly eyes on things and made the sharp corners round, and they've castrated it a wee bit so it makes a wee bit more of this. And it's the same with the new Tracer. They put boggly Renault Clio eyes on it, so when you turn it, it turns the light on. wet map, bloody autocorrect. Wee map, I love it. Saying isn't copyrighted. No, it's not. These motorbikes sound strange to me as like a petrol lorry. Never knew they existed. Yeah, I've seen your man, I forgot his name, Kino, his Arc bikes. It's very American. It's a bit of everything that America does. Keanu Reeves, that's it. I mean, they look good, but it's a different game doing that sort of stuff. I seen one at the NEC, one of the Arc bikes, and okay, I'm not using the bike for leisure purposes, but it looked horrible. And I don't say getting parts for it would have been easy. XSR 900 is a nice bike. Yes, XSR is a nice bike. And useless fact about the XSR 900. Where is it? Where's the views button? Where's the views? My video of the 2016 XSR, I have to slow it down, 700 has just hit 46,000 views. I thought I rode the 900 version of that. And I've done that many. Well, I haven't done that many, but I've actually forgot what I've rode. Right, let me see. Yeah, I had the XS 700 for a week. Tracer R1 700. No, looks like I haven't rode one of those. I might have to get one and see what they're like. California or Florida? California. It would have to be California. I've never been, so I wouldn't want to go. Had a Confederate in Harley. 120. Is that one of them? I'm having to Google this. Sorry, guys, because motorcycle. Type in Confederate in Google, and the first thing is telling me Confederate flag. Was it a Hellcat, William? Because I'll be highly disappointed if it was a Hellcat and you didn't tell me. Oh, they look nice. Totally impractical and overpriced, but they look nice. It's based on the MT09. The thing, Daniel, that I found with the XSR is the sitting position's very forced. So your hands are on the handlebars, but you're having to keep it straight back. There's no real tank incline, and it really did hurt my back for the week that I had the 700. But I wouldn't write it off as a bike. You know, it's a perfectly good bike. And the 900 engine, I mean, I have a Tracer, so I can't dish the engine because then I'd have to sell my bike. What's your favourite bike that I've reviewed? Favorite bike, the one that scared me the most wasn't the R1 that went to the Northwest the day after I rode it. It would be the MT10. The MT10 scared the living daylights out of me. It's just so brutal. And it wheelies so easily. Oh, William, the Hellcat looks good, but it's like, it's got a face for radio. You wouldn't want to have one, but you have one just because people then know you have it. Battery kept melting the wiring. It just rolled in a ball. Oh goodness. See, that's sad to hear, because at that amount of money I'd expect nice wiring. My cousin, he had a Victory, one of the big Victories with the big hoity-toity Harley Davidson front ends with the speakers on it, and it got wet like 2 or 3 times, and the wiring just went every time he turned it on. Yes, now the V-Strom one, I enjoyed it, but that bike's way too tall. They asked me to bring it into the showroom, and then it fell over, and the bike was only released, so it was like, oh, don't drop it, don't drop it, don't drop it. You should go to Phil McCallum's and ask to test ride an H2. Funny story about that, Fuzzy. I have about 4 people who either work for him or are going to work for him. If he had one, I would take it, but I wouldn't go to McCallum's. I would go to Coleraine, Kawasaki and Coleraine, Moto Point, I think it is, or Motorsport. They're a lot easier. They're a lot more friendlier. And I think I'll actually do it tonight. I'll email them and ask them once they're open, would it be possible to do a review of an H2? Because I want to take out the ZH2, because that is my cup of tea. Little short mental machine. The guy left it in for 6 months and got to get it fixed. He came to pick it up. End of the road. Cut his jeans in the open primary belt. Oh, no way. And then bend it. Oh. You sure he had a driving license? Because it doesn't sound... He sounds like he just had it for the sake of having it. If that's the case, get me a deal on a KTM. Dude, you need to get your license. Get off that 125. I think it's Millsport, Harold. I think there's one in Coleraine as well. I think there's 2 of them. I'm probably wrong, but I'm near 2. The girlfriend texts me, short mental machine sounds like me. No. You get me on a bike like that and I show you mental. As I was saying before, I have just so many bikes that I want to try, and it's like, I just open up, hurry up and get me one. I was in line, I wanted to get a GS in Hillsborough, had a GSXR 1000, and it was like race prepped. It was like road going but race prepped, and it was like, I want to have a go on that, and the next minute, lockdown, like, gone. Like, fuck. I don't expect companies to give me these bikes, but they were actively trying to get me to take it. I'm trying with COVID. Yeah, I know, man, sucks. Yeah. Oh, he's a property owner, so he has them for fun. That's like the gold Ruroc helmet. Someone, I think Stuart might have done it. Someone told me about that. The guy who actually bought the £24,000 gold-plated helmet was a stockbroker, and he literally put it in a box. That's like, why? The most mental bike I've ever heard. Oh, is that them 6-wheeled nutbag things? CBX10. Yes. Daniel, I've seen them running. I want to try one. I've added it. It's always been on the list to try. I got to ride an Africa Twin 1000. A mate of mine has. I never made it out of about third gear. Mate, you were doing well to get out of third gear. You're a good rider. You just calm down a bit, because 125 wheelies are fun. You wheelied an Africa Twin, you're in hospital because it will just land on you. David Holmes, have you not been to Phil McCallum's to try out the KTM 390 Adventure? No. I want to try out the KTM Adventure range, but I want to also try the KTM Duke, because then I get to try the big Duke, and I want to try the big Duke, especially the big one. COVID has stopped the car license test, but can still do a bike test for anyone wanting to know. Yep, that's true. I think, I don't know what it's like over here. I think you can still do lessons and stuff, but I'm not sure. I give up on the rule, or give up on what you can and can't do, and just ignored everything. But yeah, no, there's for future reference, 1290 Duke, Super Duke, ZH2. Thanks to you guys, the new Hayabusa, and H2. I'll give into the influencer side of me and get an H2. The CBR 300 is a good wee bike. I've never tried them, but I always wanted to sort of have a go on a 300 to see what they're like. What about the new Rocket? We'd love one. I know people who have had Rockets, and they look like a mental bike. I've never actually rode one. Where is it? Daniel, you've just reminded me of a video. Where is it? What? Oh, yeah. Excuse me a second, but I embarrassingly look at my own video. So, Daniel, as you're saying, try that bike. Here's a link. Check that link out, Daniel. I actually took out a VFR 800X cross runner, and boy, that thing goes like stink. When that the VTEC kicks in, oh my god, it's like a missile. I think it kicks in at like 7,000 RPM, just the way it goes. Megan says you can do a review. Has she got it fixed, Fuzzy? Because I don't want to be breaking my leg, because I need my legs. Only joking. But no, for what I've test rode like what it says here, say 15 bikes, and oh my goodness, there's just so many different. Alright, there's so many bikes in the world and I want to try them all, but hey, how many miles would you consider to be too far for your Tracer before you decide to move it on? Mileage doesn't count. If it dies and I can't afford to get parts for it, I'll just move it on then. That's what I did with the XT. Just needs a right wing mirror. Yeah. I want to try, Fuzzy, one of those big it's like a 600 scooter. I want to try one of those just to see what it's like. You can test my bike. You gonna get that suspension sorted? Because if I sit on it, it's gonna put it in the world of hurt. Spend a day with Jeremy McWilliams and Ryan Farquhar. You say that slowly. Last year with the Duke. I know. I seen it. I seen them out on it. I seen Jeremy McWilliams was posting about it. Yes, Fuzzy Bergman, a guy that I used to work with. You know him, John McMeekin, moved to BMW in Motorrad, and he was out with I think it was Alistair Seeley. They were riding that with Alistair Seeley up and down the coast road on XR thousands and S1000s. I was like, I want that job. I mean, I get refused. I get emails every other week refusing me fucking bikes. Just a random question, but if you could only ride one bike for the rest of your life, what would it be? And people would think this is a hard question for me, but it would be a Super Tenere, 1200 Super Tenere World Crosser, flat out. Just every day could do it. Love it. Would love one. Still haven't test rode one, but I would love one. It said, oh, is it the pre-VTEC bike? That sounds dangerous. There's a guy on my street has one. Is he a roadman? Does he like wear puffer coats and stuff? On a roof helmet? Bergman riders always need a roof helmet. No, if I was to have a bike for the rest of my life, it would be a Super Tenere with all the kit just ready to go. What? It's the same question to everybody in the chat. What would your bike, if one bike for the rest of your life, what would it be? It looks like an African twin, except Yamaha sized. Yeah, but the Super Tenere was around before the Africa Twin, because all the Honda people wanted a Super Tenere, so they built a dead bike into a new bike. Roadman ride T-Maxes and N-Maxes. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. He is their chief tester. I think John was telling me one time, William, that he had actually give his bike up and sold it because he was getting a bike like every day from work anyway, so there was no point him having a bike. Suzuki DRZ 400 SM in bright pink. That would get stolen very quickly. Harold ZZR 1400. Oof. Is that a Widowmaker, Harold? I think I remember they were called a Widowmaker. GS 1200. Yeah, pretty solid bike. Daniel in with the XSR 900 for sure. William, what about your favourite car to own? Sadly, if I had a car license, it wouldn't be a car. I want a Land Rover Defender. So I do. But I've heard so many bad things about them. Well, you would miss it, Fuzzy, because they would steal it and then burn it, so it wouldn't be pink, it would be black. You have to think like that, you know. My one bike, I would probably be an MT09, MT10, 2019 model, before they went stupid with their designs. Agreed, Stuart, yes. Do you think Andrew Irwin will be competitive on the BMW this year? I think Andrew Irwin will be the same as he was last year, or this year, last year. He will be a pain in everybody's side because Andrew thinks out of the box. Everybody's too cloned to being turn. Andrew's thinking out of the box, which is great to see. He's pissing people off, and that's what the sport needs. It needs someone to come in and give it a good rattle to keep it alive. But definitely he's going to be a force to be reckoned with this year. Him and Buchan. Is it Buchan? Danny Buchan that's with him this year? I think. Oh, speaking of the new designs, what do you think of the new katana? Is there, Daniel, is there a new 2020 one? Because I've seen the one they released. I was about to type, I was about to click on Suzuki Jimmy. No, I want to go motorcycles, not cars. Yes, Danny Buchan. I knew it was Danny. Bikes. Load my bikes. Give me cookies, please. Right. Where's my bikes? Where's my bike? Right. Oh, katana. Yeah. I want to ride the katana for the sheer bizarreness of it. There is a. It's very. Oh, what was that? GSXF. It's very like the GSXF, but crackhead. I would love to try it. I have been, again, due to COVID, I couldn't get it, but I definitely would. It looks different. I always go for bikes that look different and not as common as other bikes. Reliant Robin. Yeah, that would be fun. Once I get a bike, I can go around fuzzy. And when you two go for a run, I'll follow you from a distance. My dad had a Katana 400 and he loved it. Took it everywhere. My cousin at one point had a Suzuki Bandito, which was a Suzuki Bandit 400 red top engine. Oh my god, it was the pluckiest little bike I'd ever seen in my life. That thing just wanted to go. So it did. Oh, it was brilliant. And it had the reliability of a Bandit, which, as people know, you can crash it and drive away. Right, what am I at? I'm at what? Oh fuck, 2 hours. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give it another 5-10 minutes, let you get another load of questions in, and then I'm going to log off, because I think 2 hours is about enough to start off. We'll build it up. So I'm getting a Suzuki GS in a few weeks, hopefully. Brilliant wee bike. Mate Alistair had one of those for ages, and you can do so much to them. And the parts are so cheap too. eBay is full of parts for them. How did my interview go on Thursday? I start work on Monday. You weren't in at the start, but I start work on Monday, 8:30. So yeah, back to work again. Right guys, I'm going to end this now. If you have any more questions, just fire them down in the comment section. I'll get to them, because this will be saved as a video with the chat too. So thanks for joining in. We'll have peaked at what, 13-14 people. Once again, thank you very much for coming along. Don't forget, like, comment, and if you haven't already, subscribe. We're going to do these more and more and more. Hope everybody's well. Hope you all have a great weekend.